Hi and welcome to the Monday pre-recorded. I'm sorry there's no backdrop today, but when I do the pre-records I tend to just get into the zone and not have the open backdrop, so you've got the grey screen as it were. I forget what the screen's called, but anyway. So we can concentrate on things. Why am I not live? Well, I'm in Scotland. I've been cruising the islands. We're on our way back home. I get home on Wednesday, actually, and so I won't be broadcasting on Wednesday, but I'll be doing the regular teams on the Thursday night, and then we'll have the Friday on the day after. So we will have the 3 broadcasts this week, the recorded one today, and then 2 live ones on Thursday evening and Friday. Those of you who watched last week's teams, I'd love your feedback on that, whether you played the hands before or not. And yes, believe it or not, today is my birthday. So as you've worked out, I'm not actually broadcasting live, but I officially get a day older today. So happy birthday to me. So what are we doing today? We are disrupting declarer. That's the new topic for the site for June. We're still establishing suits in suit contracts on Friday. And actually, I should say that's the offer of the week. Let me find that. There you go. The Friday live is the special offer. Remember, if you're a member, of course, you do get that included. We will then have our 5-level decision. I always start with that and I have a hangover, as it were. We do the seminar, which we're talking about the disrupting, and then a bidding quiz at the end, which of course you can look online. And I'll do a little bit of beginner stuff as well, if that's all right. So we're going to have the usual subject. You'll have seen the UK events spreading through. Basically, it's all about denim, as it were. We're trying to do one a month in denim, June, July and August, as you can see there. I think I'm going in August, yeah. And they look after us very well. They've got fantastic facilities there, I have to say, particularly for the bridge. Okay, I think where I'm going is there, the Q+. So this is the 5-level decision. Some of you will have already seen this on the Friday. Let's see how the auction goes. Now, bear in mind here that you are vulnerable and your opponents are not. So your partner starts with 1 club. There is a 3-spade overcall. So you've got a choice of bids here. You decide to double because that promises the 4 hearts and you want to find that heart fit. It goes 4 spades from south, double from your partner. Pass, and it's your bid. I think that's quite tricky. So it's gone 1 club, 3 spades from north. So it's a double jump, as it were. He's missed out the one level and the 2 level to go to 3 spades. Double from you, which promises 4 hearts. It's the negative style double. It's takeout. 4 spades from south. They're non-vulnerable against your vulnerable. Double from your partner. Pass. What do you do? I think that's tricky. So we will revisit that in a moment. Have a think and decide. Remember, if you get them all right, you're a genius. That's all I can say. Certainly quite a few of the more recent ones, you'll have felt that the answer I've been giving you hasn't been definitive, and that's deliberate. What I'm saying is, look, I would bid this, but I wouldn't be sure. So quite often when I do bidding quizzes, like the one you'll have at the end, of this thing, I would estimate that I would expect 80% of the experts to give the same answer as me. These 5-level decisions, sometimes it'll be 60-40, sometimes 50-50, hopefully more likely 70-30, but you will get quite a range, as it were, of options. Okay, let's mention the overseas holidays. So I think I've got Mallorca up there, and of course your classic cruise, and this one is the Canaries next year, actually. Okay, let's go over to the PowerPoint. So we are disrupting Declarer. We're doing a lot of defence, I'm going to be honest. We're going to be defending a lot this summer. It wasn't completely by design, it just fell into place. So we are defending June, July and August. So that is hard work. But actually it's the aspect of defence, the aspect of bridge that we can make the most in. I'm going to be honest, most experts will say, yep, I need to improve at that. So this is the big seminar on the site. I'm going to take a couple of hands from that, just look at them in a slightly different way. So the idea is, the aim is to see Declarer's plan, and three obvious plans are this. Declarer might be aiming for roughs in dummy. He's got short trumps with shortage there. Okay, that's one plan that should be familiar to you as a Declarer. Okay. Another Declarer plan is to use a long suit. In fact, if you've seen any of the Fridays recently, you'll have seen this plan enacted a lot. Suit establishment. It's a classic form of making extra tricks. Defenders need to be wise to it. If they see a long suit in a hand with not so many entries, we might find a way of disrupting that. And number three, if Declarer needs to take finesses, then we can see that he might need to use entries to go back and forth. So if you can see those combinations, think about what you might be able to do. So those there are three different plans that we regularly make as a Declarer. Making extra tricks from roughs, making extra tricks from long suits, making extra tricks from finesses. Okay, so our job as a defender then is to disrupt that plan. How do you disrupt Declarer from making extra tricks from his roughs? You have to play trumps. That's the only way you can stop him. So you lead trumps to prevent the roughs. Okay, sometimes you will lead trumps a lot of times. If Declarer needs to use a long suit and you can see there's not many entries, knock out the entries. If you can attack the entries in that hand, you might be able to stop Declarer making that long suit. And if Declarer needs entries for finesses, well, pretend that the finesse is working. If you duck smoothly, Declarer might cross over and take that finesse again. And sometimes the fact that he uses up an extra entry to take a finesse which he thinks is making may scupper his plans. Okay, if he knows a finesse fails, well, then he's not going to cross over. He can just cash his winners. But if he thinks a finesse is working, and a good Declarer, if you're playing pairs bridge, if a finesse is working, you definitely want to take it again because you want to make extra tricks, as it were. If you can persuade Declarer that the finesse is working by a smooth duck, then he could well waste entries, and those could be valuable. So those are our three ways of trying to disrupt Declarer. Okay, well, let's look at a hand. Here you are Declarer, and the lead is the King of Hearts. A little bit of chamomile tea there. I'm not telling you when I'm recording this. Okay, so the King of Hearts is led, and you've got to make a plan. How many top tricks? There are 8 top tricks, 5 spades, the ace, king of clubs, and the ace of diamonds. And I think you're always going to make another one from diamonds. It would be lovely if the diamond finesse worked, in which case you would make 3 diamonds and 2 extra tricks with the queen and jack, so that would be 10. If the diamond finesse fails, then you're going to need an extra trick from elsewhere, and I think that the easiest place is from a heart rough. Roughing in the short trump hand. Okay, so for me, roughing a heart in dummy is going to be easy. Doesn't matter now, King of Hearts, they switch to trumps, I can win, play another heart, they can play another trump, I can rough the third heart in dummy, and that is an extra trick. Does that make sense? Okay, and I can make sure I rough it with a king if necessary. Okay. Then I would take a diamond finesse, and if that worked, I'd be an over trick country. I mean, there is the option of playing ace, king of clubs and roughing a club, and I think if clubs broke 3-3, you'd have a chance. The problem is if they don't, you haven't got enough entries to go back. So a 3-3 break is not with the odds, don't forget. So it's a valid plan, and actually, if the clubs do break 3-3, you do make lots of tricks, as it were, because you would be able to discard both of those diamonds you wouldn't need the finesse. Would you be able to know? You'd probably, you need to. They'd have already taken 2 hearts. Well, I think you're going to make a heart off anyway. So that's the easiest way of looking at it. And what I wanted you to do is to see these 2 hands, because as you've probably guessed, I'm going to throw you into the defending seat. So let's go there. Here's your hand. Let's have an auction. 1 spade from south. We are going to pass. 2 clubs from north. 2 diamonds from south. 3 spades from north. 4 spades. And it's your lead. 1 spade, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 3 spades, 4 spades. And to know what to lead, you have to listen to the auction. So 5 spades in the south hand, 3 in the north is what I'm thinking here. So that means there's short trumps in dummy. And dummy's also shown a long suit. Clubs may not be 5, but often it will be, in which case I wouldn't be surprised if there's some doubleton in dummy. Now, the King of Hearts is a fine lead. We've just seen it led against this contract. And did you see what happened? Declarer managed to get a ruff of hearts. We are going to predict dummy. I'm going to predict that there could be a doubleton heart in dummy, in which case I want to stop Declarer ruffing. So I am going to lead a trump. There's the dummy. You've already seen it. Of course, when we looked at it, we were looking at East-West playing it. So that hand was sat as the dummy in the East seat. And we saw that if Declarer ruffed the 3rd round of hearts, he made an extra trick. However, look at the power of this trump lead. Declarer wins it. And he tries a heart. But we win it. And we lead a trump back. Now, at this point, you'd have thought Declarer might try another plan. But I guess there's the possibility that East doesn't have, East has all of the high hearts left. And if he does, East would have to win this trick and wouldn't be able to lead a trump because he's got no trumps left. But as it is, when South leads the 10, we make sure that we overtake that. Because if partner wins the trick, as I say, he hasn't got any trumps left. It's imperative that we win and we lead our last trump. And that takes away the last trump in dummy. Trump leads can be so powerful. Okay, there's nothing Declarer can do there. Let me just show you the situation we got to there when I'm leading the 6 of spades here. When I lead that 6 of spades, we've got 2 tricks each, I should say. That last spade from dummy is gone. Declarer overtakes to be in his own hand. But you can see that the 5 of hearts there, the 5 of hearts is now a loser. Can you see that? And that's the key to the hand. Declarer can take a diamond finesse, but of course that diamond finesse would fail. As you can see, you had the King of Diamonds. So he will go down. What we saw when I showed you the Declarer plan, the King of Hearts was led. And now as Declarer, I looked at the 2 hands and I thought, I can ruff a heart. Now, often dummy's going to tell us what we think Declarer's plan is going to be. But sometime, like here, you have to use the auction. It went 1 spade, 2 clubs. South decided to bid 2 diamonds. I don't know. It's up to you. I think 2 no trumps is reasonable here. As it happens, 3 no trumps will come in. But I think maybe a spade, 2 clubs, 2 no trumps, 3 spades, 4 spades is perhaps a better auction, if that makes sense. But I don't mind 2 diamonds. Okay, for me, I prefer it to be 5-4, obviously. It should be. It's a natural bid. But maybe South is just trying to get across where his strength is. So it's okay. It's okay. But if the auction had gone 1 spade, 2 clubs, 2 no trumps, showing 15, 3 spades from north, 4 spades, I think that's good as well. Bear in mind that there's only 8 tricks there. So you'd have to take a diamond finesse and you would go down in 3 no trumps. Trivially, I don't think you're ever going to make 3 no trumps. Whereas to take 4 spades down, your opponents had to lead trumps 3 times. And that's pretty tough. Okay, so I think a lot of Wests would have led the King of Hearts here. And once you've led the King of Hearts, Declarer can make. So I think 4 spades is a great contract here, however you get to it. Whereas, as I say, 3 no trumps, I think your opponents are always going to take 4 heart tricks, and when the diamond finesse fails, they will make a 5th trick to defeat 3 no trumps. Okay. Okay, let's look at this one then. We're in 3 no trumps. And let's see what the auction, the lead is the 2 of spades. Well, that's actually quite a nice lead for us, isn't it? 2 of spades, hopefully we win that and just knock out the ace of diamonds. It looks pretty simple to me. That would give us 4 diamond tricks, ace, king, queen of clubs, ace of hearts, and a spade on the lead. So as long as South doesn't have the ace, so for example, if North is led away from the ace, we can win the first spade trick, and we're very quickly going to make 9 tricks. If South has the ace, let's hope he just plays another spade, which so often he will. So I think we should be on good grounds. So only 4 top tricks, of course, but 4 are coming from diamonds. And as long as we got the ace of hearts there, we are very happy indeed. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm trying to prime you. These are the hands that I put in the. I don't put them out across this way in the seminar. I deliberately show you as a defender. But here I'm deliberately showing you the declarer plan before I get you to defend the contract. Okay, so you can see here if either the lead is away from the ace of spades or if the defender wins the ace of spades and plays another, we are very comfortable indeed. In fact, if the ace of spades wins and a spade comes back, we are looking at a very easy 10 tricks, let alone 9. Okay, so we're going to establish diamonds and use our ace of hearts entry. So you may notice the North hander. So let's look and see what happens here. So the auction would have been 1 no trump. That was a strong no trump actually here, and 3 no trumps from North. Okay, so 1 no trump, 3 no trumps. But remember, it was announced as 15 to 17. Okay, so nice and simple auction. Your partner leads a spade, and you put the ace on, which is normal. What do you think? Oops, gosh, bit too quick. What are you thinking? Well, you have seen this hand already. First and foremost, how do we get it right? So we know what to do. We know, having seen the hand, that we need to knock out the ace of hearts. But how on earth do we get this right? Our partner's led a spade. Surely it's reasonable to lead a spade back. I think so. I mean, the most important thing to note here is partner cannot make 3 more spades, or shouldn't be able to. If partner had king, queen, jack, or king, queen, 10, he would have led high. Are you happy with that? That's really important. So if partner had had the king, queen, 10, or the king, queen, jack, he would have led high. So therefore, I'm pretty sure that partner can only make 2 more spade tricks. He's only got 4, and declarer's got 4. And there's no guarantee how strong partner's suit is. He's led an unbid major, which seems a reasonable tactic. One thing to say is we are going to get the lead again. I think we're going to win the ace of diamonds, so we can play spades later. But it seems a reasonable tactic at this point to switch to hearts. Okay, it's not always going to work, but what you're hoping to do is find partner with the king of hearts. And if partner's got the king of hearts, we can get rid of that ace of hearts. If it turns out that South has the king of hearts, he wins it, he plays a diamond, we win the ace of diamonds, of course, and then we would play a spade because there'd still be an entry in dummy. Notice if you do knock out the ace of hearts, you do have another job to do later. You have to play the ace of diamonds at the right time. Let me show you what I mean. So here's the full layout. You've seen it already. You saw the north-south hands as declarers. I put them as west and east because it's easier to fit on the screen. So here, you would lead a heart back. Declarer would probably try the jack, but the king would be ducked and we would carry on playing hearts until North took the ace. Okay, there's nothing they can do, which actually establishes an extra heart for South, but that's by the by. One extra heart trick is nothing compared to 4 diamond tricks, is it? When the king of diamonds is led from dummy, the ace having been taken now, it's imperative that East ducks that. He then looks for a signal from his partner. His partner on the King of Diamonds should be playing either a high-low signal to show a doubleton or the lowest diamond to show 3, okay, or an odd number, okay, and that's crucial. So the King of Diamonds would be followed by the 6, the 3, and the 2 from your partner. You can place your partner with 3 diamonds and therefore declare with 2. So you win the second diamond. It's really important that, because if partner had had a doubleton here and declare a 3, you would want to duck twice. And knowing when to play your ace is so important, because if you duck 2 diamonds here, declare is going to get home. 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, 3 clubs, and 2 spades. Okay. You've already seen the result of the ace of spades winning and a spade back. Really tough to judge though here. There will be hands where possibly switching to a spade won't get the contract down but might save an overcheck. So, tricky hands. But the idea here is looking at dummy, predicting what declare will do and aiming to get rid of it. Sometimes I'll give you the King of Hearts on this hand. That's where you scupper, you sort of use a coup to get rid of the ace. You lead the King of Hearts, as it were, forcing either declarer to take the ace or to duck. Okay, so that is that. What we're going to be talking about this month then is a number of things. First, taking your time. That's crucial, because to make a defensive plan is awesomely difficult. What I'm asking you to do is to make a plan for declarer when you can't see his hand, okay, and then make a plan for yourself to disrupt declarer's plan, as well as all of the other things you have to do as a defender. Okay, so there is a lot to do. But one of the ways of making your plan is to work out what declarer might be doing. Okay, and we saw a variety of things. So that's what we're going to try doing for the rest of this month. Hard work, but trying to imagine yourself as declarer and then trying to break it it's a great tactic, and it can work. And as usual, do send in any examples of you getting this right. So let's go back to that 5-level decision. And I think this is really tough. Let's remind ourselves how it went. It was 1 club, 3 spades. We doubled, promising 4 hearts, a negative style double. It went 4 spades, double from partner pass. Wow, we're vulnerable there, not. Clearly, I think you've got 2 options. It's pass or 5 clubs. 5 clubs, if it makes, is worth 600. 4 spades doubled. I would reckon they're making at least 8 tricks. So you're only going to get a maximum of 300 out of that. So if 5 clubs makes, you want to be in it, I think is the situation here. I think this revolves around partnership, judgment and understanding. If you are sure that the pass over 4 spades is a forcing bid, so if you regard East and West regard themselves as basically they should be making a game contract and one of them has to double, then West has the option of passing 4 spades. If you're not sure about that and you think if West had passed then East could pass, then West is going to double on a lot more hands. So I think playing with a random partner, I would play West's double as showing extra strength. In which case, given that partner does not know we have a primary club fit here, I would feel that I would want to bid 5 clubs. Does that make sense? If I know that partner could have passed to suggest more things, then it's a different matter. But as I say, I think generally I'm going to bid 5 clubs here because partner doesn't know we've got a fit. Tricky though. There's 2 things in my favour. One, we may have 11 tricks, don't get me wrong. A lot of the time here they'll have 10 spades, so partner might have a singleton spade, so don't feel it's too far-fetched. Most of the time North is just going to have a whole string of spades here, so hopefully, if we're missing something in diamonds, the finesse might work or something like that. I mean, I think this is really, really tricky. How many times are we going to be right? How many times are going to be wrong? I mean, there's your partner's hand. He has got a bit extra. He's got 15. He's got the aces. And 5 clubs will make here. The diamond finesse works. If the diamond finesse doesn't work, it's not so nice. I think it's favourite to work. I mean, that's the kind of hand I'm expecting North to hold. I think North-South will make probably 8 tricks, 7 spades, and I would guess they'll make 1 diamond trick probably. They'll lose the king to the ace-queen, but they'll make the jack, as it were. So that's 8 tricks and just 300. 4 spades doubled is worth 300. 5 clubs making is worth 600. There's also the chance, you never know, they might bid on to 5 spades. But as I say, I think I am, because partner doesn't know we've got such good club support. I think it's worth going for it. They've shifted the trumps there now that I've finished the auction. But it's really hard. I mean, is partner bidding the same with ace-jack of diamonds, for example, there. But then, of course, partner, if you're not sure it's forcing, partner might do the same with a singleton spade. Because remember, if partner's got a singleton spade here and 3 hearts, he can't bid hearts because he knows, he doesn't think we've necessarily got a fit. And he doesn't know we've got to fit anywhere. So he will be doubling, I think. And that's the crucial one. So if partner has 3 hearts and a singleton spade here, you can actually make 12 tricks. You wouldn't necessarily want to bid the slam on the finesse either, but you'd have 12 tricks, and that's 620. And so I think unless you have a very good understanding of each other and you know that this double says partner, I am balanced and strong, whereas part would say I've actually got a reasonable amount of distribution, partner. If you think we've got to fit somewhere, bid it. Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. Here, 6 clubs works. 5 clubs works. It gives you your 600 points, and is going to be a nice game whether you're playing imps, bridge, or pairs. And actually, if North-South know 5 clubs is making, they can bid to 5 spades. Don't think that's good bridge, though. I don't think East-West are comfortable in their bidding, as it were. So whether you should rescue them, because sometimes 5 clubs will go down, as I say. So if you just bid 5 spades here, yes, it's better. It's 500 against 600. But it's going to look silly if they were going down in 5 clubs and your brilliant bidding had got them to the wrong contract. Maybe they should have been in diamonds. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, I think that's a tricky one. I do think that's a tricky one. And let's hope we don't get played with too many 5-level decisions all of the time. Okay, let's look at the bidding quiz. And then we can finish up. 2 spades from your partner, 2 no trump overcall. 2 spades from your partner, 2 no trump overcall. It's your bid, and you are non-vulnerable against vulnerable opponents. So they are vulnerable, you are non-vulnerable. So it goes 2 spades, 2 no trumps, and it's your bid. Just an 8 count. Your partner's open to week 2, I should say. Okay, so good luck with that one. Remember, you can see the answer on the website, whether you're a member or not. And as I always say at that point, why are you not a member if you're not already? Remember, it's easy enough just to join for a month. See the extraordinary amount of stuff that we do have for you, and then go after a month if you fancy it. It's one of the nice ways of doing it. Just come in for a month and enjoy it, and then take a break if you so wish. Okay, what are we doing now? I think I'm pretty much finished. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, those of you who want to watch the teams, I'm on Thursday. Friday Live is the special offer. Lots of holidays. Go and visit those. Remember to wish me happy birthday again, because I will be back a year older from Scotland. I hope the weather's good for us and for you, and enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of the week. I am going to have a little look at the beginners. So I will see you later. So here we are. This is the beginners section. So we are doing novice signals. So beginner signals, not too complicated, I hope. Now we started it last time, which of course was 2 weeks ago, because it was bank holiday Monday last week. So when you get the lead, what do you do? Well, usually you lead your partner's suit back or you lead your best suit. You either see something that partner's done early on in the play or you just look at your own hand. But wouldn't it be lovely just to chat with each other throughout? Just to say, oh, partner, I led a spade, but I don't want one of those back. I'd love you to lead diamonds. Or just, wow, I've got a great hand here, partner, do this. And if you could chat, it would make life so much easier. Well, you can't chat, okay, but you can try to make a signal sometimes. Because sometimes you don't have to follow suit. If Declara plays 3 rounds of a suit, maybe you've only got 2 cards in it, you follow the first 2 times. On the 3rd round, you can discard, and you can choose any card you want to discard. And we can use that choice to our advantage. Okay, we can make a signal. Now, what is important, as I mentioned last time, is you cannot use physical actions to signal. You can't tap your head or tap the table or nod or, I don't know, turn your ring around or whatever it is you might use to signal. That's not allowed. But you can use your cards, any card you want, to try to convey a signal. Now, as you get better and play bridge for longer, you can play all sorts of signals. We're not going to go that deeply. We're just looking to use one simple play that might help a hand. And that is to use a signal to say, I love something or I don't like it. So the idea is that when you discard, you're not using that card. And what you're going to use it for, okay, because you're throwing it away as it were, you're going to use it to tell your partner something. And the most simple thing to tell your partner is whether you like a suit or not. So partner, if you get on lead, could you lead this suit? Or if you get on lead, don't lead this suit. And the way we do that is we use a high card to say I like it. We use a low card to say I don't like it. Now, what do I mean by high and low? Well, we generally talk about the spot cards between the 2 and the 10. Ace, kings and queens and jacks are regarded as just very valuable cards. You don't throw those away willy-nilly. But the cards from 2 to the 10, if you throw a 10, 9 or 8, we think it's a high card and we regard that as you saying, oh, I love this, please lead this. Whereas if you play the 2, 3, 4, you'd be saying, partner, got not much interest in this suit, can you find something else? Does that make sense? Okay, so we're going to throw a high for I. So high I like, high I, low is no. Okay, so if I had this suit later on in a hand, I want you to lead it because I can make my ace. So I might discard the 9 of the suit. Whereas from this suit, partner, if you led this, I'm not going to do much for you. You'd throw the 2, don't bother leading it. Okay, high for I, low for no. Are you happy with that? Okay. So let's look at a hand and see if we can put it into the place. So we are not looking at a great hand here. We are in the east seat with just 2 points. And the dummy is the hand at the top there. South has declared 3 no trumps. And your partner leads the king of spades. Now, what does North do? North just follows, as do we. What do you think the king of spades lead means? Well, generally, I'd assume it's the top of a sequence. We like to lead the top of the sequence to help partner. So I think partner's got the king, queen, jack, probably against no trumps, maybe the king, queen, 10, but a good strong sequence. King, queen, jack, let's say. Why hasn't Declara won the lead, though? Surely partner has the ace if the king's won. Well, annoyingly, Declara's being slightly cunning here. Because if Declara wins the ace of spades on the first trick, you would have a very easy lead if you ever got the lead again. You could just lead another spade. But instead, Declara wins the second spade. Now it's a little bit annoying Because if you do get the lead, and I have a feeling you're going to, I know it doesn't look likely, but I have a feeling, knowing the hand, that you're going to, you're not going to be able to lead a spade back. And so that's clever de Clara play. So let's see what happens. De Clara decides to try and establish his diamonds. He's got 5 in dummy. So he leads the ace of diamonds. And then the king of diamonds, hoping that the queen might fall. But it doesn't. But he doesn't stop there. He leads another diamond, knowing that once the queen has gone, his 9 and 8 are the only 2 diamonds left. So he's established 2 tricks. So we have indeed got the lead here, but we haven't got a spade to play. We're left choosing between hearts and clubs, and without any help, it would be a toss of the coin. Okay, it really would be, maybe a club, because if partner had the ace, he'd drop the queen, but there's no real difference between the two. But the beauty here is that your partner is trying to help. He's had the opportunity to make a discard, and that discard is quite enlightening. He has thrown the 10 of hearts. That's clearly a big heart. So I think he is saying, partner, please lead a heart. He's thrown a high heart to say, partner, lead a heart. Because, of course, I think he's got a couple of winners, maybe in spades, and all he needs is the lead. And then once he's on lead, he can then take those. So we're going to play a heart. Probably the 9. It doesn't really matter. Let's try the 9 of hearts. Okay, your partner does indeed have the ace. There you go. Isn't that nice? And he has 2 more spades winners left, the jack of spades and the 10 of spades. He wouldn't put them both on at the same time, but he plays the jack, which wins the trick, and then the 10. Okay, let's look at the full hand there. So it's a relatively straightforward hand, really. De Clara didn't have quite enough tricks to just take his tricks, so he wanted to establish the diamond suit and chose to play the ace and king and another diamond. We got the lead, and we managed to get our partner back on lead. So we made 3 spades, the queen of diamonds and the ace of hearts. And it was the 10 of hearts that was crucial there. Clever play from De Clara, ducking the first spade, either hoping that West would switch or cutting the communication. If South had won the first spade, we'd have had no problems, would we? We'd have won the queen of diamonds and just led a spade back. Our partner, who can see his own hand, would have won his spades and then taken the ace of hearts. So that would have been easy. Instead, we needed a signal from our partner, and what a clever signal that was. The 10 of hearts. The other signal he could have made, can you see? What else could your partner have discarded to give a similar message? The 2 of clubs. Can you see that the 2 of clubs would say, partner, don't lead a club. I've not got much there. So once again, we would have been able to lead a heart. Bit more subtle, that, but low says no. So our 2 of clubs would be saying, partner, don't bother leading a club. And so, of course, we would have led a heart anyway. The only thing I would always say is that high cards tend to be noticed more than low cards. That 10 of hearts, your partner might think, oh, that's odd. Wow, that's quite a high card. And that hopefully will stir him into action. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. We will carry on with the idea of signalling. It's interesting. We can't go too deep with it as beginners because it is hard, but it is a fascinating part of the game. And as you play more and more, you'll see all sorts of things that can be done with signals. I hope you enjoyed that, and see you again soon.